Welcome, resilient nurse leaders. We're on to our final new content, which is learning unit number 7. Please note that it's a shortened week. And then also please note that along with this content and the assignments of this week, you're also going to need to complete the final course reflection, which is due next week. But please note the dates because I can't accept any materials after the last day of the course. So moving along, in this unit, we're going to identify factors that support, and we're going to focus on those factors that support, but we're also going to talk about factors that negatively impact on the performance and engagement of the nurse. Yet, our focus continues to evolve, and especially to evolve to one of action. How do we address these factors with the professional nurses and staff that we lead? And what system level measures do we have in place at our organization? So another way of saying this is, how do we apply the principles of high reliability and resilience at the organizational or systems level? Most simply put is, how do we get from where we are to where we need to be? So by the end of this learning module, you're going to be able to address factors that support as well as factors that negatively impact on human performance. You're going to recognize the system level measures that our organizations use or could use in measuring whether the employees are satisfied, whether they're engaged, whether they're suffering from burnout, moral distress, absenteeism, and employee well-being. You're going to be able to compare and contrast the three concepts of moral distress, burnout, and compassion fatigue. So by the end of this time period, which is not a Sunday, I believe it's a Thursday, you're going to have completed the following. I'd like you to listen to the soundtrack Weightless. And this is a link that you'll find Weightless to be able to listen to it right at the end. But this is a playlist that has been put together. And this music, these soundtracks have been shown to decrease anxiety and to increase relaxation. So I would like you to listen to Weightless as you do your heart rate variability biofeedback practice. And just note for yourself, do you see any changes listening to this music? Does that elicit a positive emotion as you're completing your heart rate variability biofeedback practice? So yes, you're going to be doing your last 3 good things journaling and heart rate variability biofeedback practice for this course. I hope both of those are continued practices of yours. And we're coming back to the Joy in Work white paper from the Institute of Healthcare Improvement. And for this learning unit, I'm asking that you read pages 16 to 21. And also, this is an appendix, but page 33. And pages 21 and 33 are especially going to be important to review before your discussion board post. And in here, in this Improving Joy in Work document, there is an appendix and there is information on Net Promoter. So the Net Promoter Survey. So then here is a podcast from emerging nurse leader, Rose Sherman, asking, are your staff net promoters? So this is going to be part of our questions in the discussion board. The second real topic that we're looking at this learning unit is moral distress. Some people or some literature also goes along with moral injury. Some slight differences noticed between those two terms. But this is an excellent web link. It's from the American Association of Critical Care Nurses on moral distress. And there's great resources, information in this web link. I ask that you watch the brief video that's embedded in this link. And there is also a downloadable document that I've downloaded for you because of its importance in this assignment. And that's recognizing and addressing moral distress. So it's a quick reference guide, and you're going to use one of the slides. So it has like 6 or 7 slides to it. You're going to use one of those in your discussion board. So it's essential that you read through this information. And for your discussion board, it's going to have 2 parts. The first part is using this tool that you download and you read through. Slide number 5 is asking you about the support for moral distress at your facility. And it asks you to identify resources for moral distress and strategies available to you at your workplace, including sources for yourself if you're experiencing moral distress, your unit, your organization. So you don't have to use, this is just a picture of the slide. I just ask that you do this in narrative format, but these are the components of your response. And then the second part is, are the nurses that you lead or your nursing colleagues net promoters? And you're going to want to kind of explain that. And again, the Net Promoter Survey is found on page 33 of the IHI document you read earlier and in the Rose Sherman blog. So really get into the Net Promoter Survey and moral distress, but looking at both as a way to identify support and resources for moral distress, compassion fatigue, and burnout. So thank you very much. And again, now at the same time, you can go on and look at discussion board 8, which is your final course reflection. It will be available to you as soon as you can see this learning unit, and you can complete the final course reflection before that last due date. Thank you for all of your hard work, and I hope that this course helped you to build your own resiliency so that you are able to cope with the many challenges that we all face, especially as nurse leaders, and help the staff that you lead also cope with those stressors. Take care.